for 5 years. You made life in that small room, that prison, as nurturing and normal as you could.
Mom, I'm 5. You're 5.
So old now.
You are so old now.
Yep.
Hey, do you know what we're gonna do today?
What?
We are going to bake a birthday cake.
You chose to tell Jack that room was the whole world, that there was nothing else.
Good morning, lamp. Good morning, plant. Good morning, sink.
I wanted him to feel safe and that it was a great place for him to live.
My kids were 4 and 1 at the time, so when I heard about it happened to be the Fritzl case in Austria, a case of a woman bringing up her kids in a locked room, I thought, motherhood can feel like that on a quiet day. And then I thought, kids also are stuck with you for life. There's a sense in which for them too, the parent-child bond is this intense, sometimes magical, but sometimes very claustrophobic little circle.
At my agency, there's a literary department, and so I love to read, so they're always sending me things, either for me to potentially want to develop, or they'll say like, hey, heads up, this is optioned. And Room was sent to me with that. Like, movie's not quite like happening yet. They will make it at some point. You will never get this job, but like, it's a good read. You should check it out. So I read it in like, I think I read it in a day, and I hadn't cried over a novel since I read Where the Red Fern Grows in 4th grade, and the escape sequence I read it so fast I had to reread it again. I just needed to know what happened to them because I thought the book would be over even though I had like 100 pages left in my right hand. Of course the book wasn't over, but it really stuck with me.
When Kaylee and Brian sent an audition.
Who's Kaylee and Brian?
My managers.
Okay. Yeah, we keep going.
And I'm their boss.
Yeah, you are their boss.
You're everybody's boss, Jake.
Okay, so
Not everybody's.
So they sent it to you.
They sent it to me and I did it. I sent it to Lenny. And then I went to LA to do a callback. And then I got it.
I had read it shortly after it first came out. And then through my agent, and I got sent the script and was able to talk with Lenny and really hit it off with him. And I had seen Brie in Short Term 12 and was completely blown away by her performance in that. Hadn't met Jake yet, but I just trusted it was going to be a really extraordinary experience and feel really fortunate.
Well, we all went to therapy together. I don't know. I think some of it was just like we had some time before you started where we spent some time kind of just talking. It takes a lot of like opening up about like personal experience and sort of bringing to the table like what the film reminds you of and what real relationships you've seen or have watched or have felt to kind of get together and like make a little patchwork of what that looks like to us. With Jacob, it was just like once he found out that I knew all the names of the Ninja Turtles and I liked pizza, I feel like then it was sort of like easy. I feel like that was an easy relationship.
The one thing we did was we initially didn't get Joan and Jake to spend too much time together because they really meet. We see them meet for the first time in the film. And I think Joan needed to have that sense of uncertainty and to preserve that ice that normally breaks in that rehearsal process, and that worked really well because that relationship, we tried to shoot sequentially as much as possible, and that allowed that relationship to kind of warm and develop as the shoot went on.
You're gonna love it.
What?
The world.